Hi, greetings in Jesus' name. Pointers along the way are brief, Bible based messages I bring out, God willing, every Saturday, dealing with practical aspects of the Christian life. I hope they will be a blessing to you. You can visit my website at www.c-n-c.org for my articles and books. This is pointer number 945 and it's called When a Brother Sins. When a brother sins, do we ever consider the possibility that he may not have sinned at all, but we are imagining it? Lots of times that is a possibility, but in our thoughts we are almost sure he has done wrong. Jesus has given us two suggestions for us in such situations: to go and talk to him in private, and if the sin is real, to rebuke him. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. If your brother sins, go and show him his fault in private. If he listens to you, you have won your brother. Luke chapter 17, verse 3. Be on your guard. If your brother sins, rebuke him, and if he repents, forgive him. Jesus also gave us an example to just forgive people and move on. Luke chapter 23, verse 34. But Jesus was saying, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. But we may be scared of confronting him because of how he might react. And instead of forgiving him or bearing with him, we may judge him in our heart. Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. Bearing with one another and forgiving each other, whoever has a complaint against anyone, just as the Lord forgave you, so also should you. When this happens, the chances are that our imaginations spring up and feed us with many memories of what he has done in the past and paint him as a villain. If this goes on, it will be just a short time before we start talking about him to others. All this time, this brother may not have sinned in the way we are imagining. Perhaps we have misunderstood him. We may not know him well. Communications may have been poor between us. We may have extrapolated our previous experiences with someone else on him and come to wrong conclusions, etc. But essentially, we have not taken the trouble to listen to his story or given him any chance to explain himself. Of course, we cannot be going around to people to clarify every little offense because that would take away a lot of our time. Most of the time, it may be some small issue which is best to ignore and move on. But we are thinking here specially about issues that have developed that are causing us tension or anguish that will not just go away. Then, is it not better to talk things over and clear up the matter? On another occasion, Jesus told us to go and set things right with an offended brother before we can offer sacrifices. Matthew chapter 5, verses 23 and 24. Therefore, if you are presenting your offering at the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your offering there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother and then come and present your offering. The implication is that we have done something wrong to someone because of which they are offended with us. We need to set that right before we can proceed with a clear conscience. On the other hand, if we have not really done anything wrong from our side, but another person is offended with us because of their imagination, there can be practical limitations on how much we can do. In some cases, especially if we have to deal with that person regularly, it is good to make an attempt to clarify things and make for peace. But there are others we know who are not interested in peace, even if we offered it to them. And in such cases, we may have to leave them aside and move on. God realizes that it may not be possible for us to have peace between us and all people. He wants us to seek peace only to the extent it will be possible for us. Romans chapter 12, verse 18. If possible, so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. At least we can be at peace towards them. Isn't this an idea where we have to grow in practical wisdom all our life because we keep coming across different people and situations? Let us ask God to lead us in the path of wisdom, peace, and love with all people, or at least from our heart and mind. May the Lord bless you in your life as you have listened to these words. Thank you.